Page 73, Shall We Gather at the River? Now, page 72, they're introducing you to major triads. A triad is a three-note chord. Tri, T-R-I, means three. Tricycle, triplane, whatever, three. And a chord, as I follow the definition, people don't agree on the definition of chord. But some people say it's three or more notes is a chord. I say it's two or more notes is a chord. Not getting into it, believe what you want, don't care. But a triad is a chord. It's three notes. Any three notes, doesn't matter what they are, any three notes. They're telling you about major triads. I think they're getting ahead of themselves. But let's go to C major, because that seems to be our notes, just the white keys on the piano. And if I build a triad on C, it's going to be in intervals of third, here and here. That is a triad. It is a C chord, or a C triad. It is a major chord, a major triad. A major triad is simply put as a major third and a minor third stacked on each other. Remember, a major third is 4 half steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. A minor third is 3 half steps. It's one less. 1, 2, 3. Major triad. I don't know how deeply I need to get into this right now. Just know a triad is a 3-note chord. And a major triad is a major third and a minor third on each other. Now let's talk about this piece, Gather at the River. We have 4/4 time. You have treble clef and bass clef still. Right at the beginning we have a sharp sign at the right hand. F sharp is here. So we're going to use, in that measure, that first F is sharped. That means that applies for the rest of the measure. So all the other F's in that measure are automatically sharped. So the next F is sharped, the 8th note is sharped, and the last F is sharped. All sharps. Wonderful. Next measure, you have an A and an F sharp again. So they have to have another sharp sign because it's a new measure. It only applies to that measure it's in. And third one, again you get another F, but it's a sharp, it's an F sharp. So we got F. It looks like all the F's in this piece are sharped. All of them. In the left hand, you're starting out with these D and an A. And in the next measure you have that F sharp. And that's about it for the left hand. It's just these notes. You're in D position, looks like, aren't you? Here. Because the bottom note's D. Interesting. Now the rhythm. Let's get this rhythm down. Because it has 8th notes, we got to do the and. 1 and 2 and thing. So at the beginning, in the right hand, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And you got to be steady with the count. And you simply assign it according to the count. I mean, it's pretty straightforward, actually, I think. Yeah. The kicker is the rhythm might be different in the hands, so you do this one hand at a time. Make sure you can play the right hand correctly. Rhythm, notes, everything. And then do the left hand by itself. Make sure it's correct. Rhythm, notes, everything. And then when you can do that, put the hands together and see if you can do that. Because at the beginning now, you got this at one time. And on that first 8th note, you're going to release the left hand because it's got to rest. Right there. In the next measure, you have 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and third measure, release that left hand half note when you play the 8th note on beat 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So work this out very slowly till you get the hands. Now what you may have to do, and what I do in some cases when it's really tricky, trying to get the hands to work, forget the rhythm. Just get the notes. Because you can tell in the music what notes play in each hand at the same time. So try and get that. At the beginning, you're playing these notes at the same time. And then you're lifting up the half note on that eighth note, because that's a rest. So do that. And then on the next measure, you're playing these notes at the same time. And you're going to hold the A down while you play the E. And then you're playing these notes at the same time because they line up. And you're going to hold the right hand down while you play the D in the left hand. And then you go on and you see the next one, it's a G and an A. And then you're going to lift the A up on the eighth note. And you do those, and then you got these, get these so the hands line up, and don't worry about the rhythm, just try to get the notes there, and then when you sort of know which fingers are, because it feels weird when you're pushing one, like an index finger down and a ring finger at the same time, and the fingers are not matching up. Really, I remember when I was little and first doing this, I struggled with this, because I kept wanting to mirror the hands, whatever they were doing, that's what I wanted to do, and that doesn't work necessarily in piano. You have to be able to play any finger combination, whatever. So very slowly you work it out and you get that physical feeling of what's it feel like to play, like in the last measure, the first line. You're playing an index finger and a thumb. And now you're going to play a little finger and a third finger. That's weird when you have to mix these up. So just get that feeling in your head, and when you can sort of do that, then maybe you can go back and put in the rhythm and try and do that in rhythm. It takes a little bit of time, but you'll get it. It can be done, really. I'm living proof it can be done. So you work all that out very slowly and very carefully and very deliberately. Then when you have that, try go back. See, when I'm learning a piece of music, I do it one thing at a time. Just get the notes and the fingering, and we try and get the hands separately, and then the hands together, and then the rhythm, get the rhythm in there too. Now how about the phrasing? And there's no phrasing in the left hand marked, so we're only phrasing the right hand. In the second measure, you're playing that, lift up before you go to the third measure. It's a new phrase. When you get to the end of the line, you're playing the A, lift up before you go to the next line. It's a new phrase. So do that in the left hand, or the right hand. The left hand, there's no phrasing, so the left hand just stays down. For instance, in the second measure here, you're here. Going to the next measure, I'm going to lift up the right hand, but not the left. So I'm going to connect this, but here I'm lifting up. Same thing at the end of the line. In other words, it's learning to be independent between the hands, where one hand can do one thing and the other hand can do something else at the same time. And it takes time to learn it, but as piano players, we have to learn that. So that's what we need to do. Now you add the phrasing, so you can do the phrasing. And so forth. And then when you can get that, now you can go back maybe and put in the dynamics. Now, they don't have much dynamics, it's just an MF at the beginning. Well, that applies to the melody. This is the right hand. So the left hand has to be soft. Now, you decide what MF is, sort of loud, but that's, however loud that is, you make the left hand softer. We want to hear the right hand. Then once you have all that, then you can think about speeding it up to how fast it goes. Because all this time you need to be going really slow. You need to be able to play it start to finish with no hesitations, no glitches, no anything. Every note is right there, just like it's written. Doesn't matter how slow you go. If you have a metronome, use it. Doesn't matter which, and you can gradually speed it up with a metronome. The metronome will keep you going. The problem with using a metronome is you got to learn how to use a metronome. It isn't as easy as just turning the thing on and letting it go click, 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 and it's going to work out. That doesn't work. I may need to do someday, if I haven't yet, a video on how to use a metronome. But I think there are videos on YouTube already on how to use a metronome. You can check it out. So you work this piece up at least to play it slowly, and when you think you're ready, then play it with me, and we'll check your notes and rhythms together. And we are going to go slow here because you need time to hear the notes. So let's try this together. I'm going to give us 4 counts and we'll play it. Go ahead and put your hands in that D 5-finger position. 1, 2, ready and go. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 2 and 3, 1, 2. 2, 3, and 4, and 4 off. The teacher accompaniment at the bottom, I'd like to play that while you play what you just played. Now either you need to move your hand up an octave up here and play it here, or 2 octaves actually. Or you need to use 2 keyboards. It's better if you just use 2 keyboards on this. But you go ahead and do your part, and I'm going to do my part. I'm going to speed this up a little bit, so make sure you can play your part okay first. We're still going to go slow though, but it'll be a little faster. So go ahead and put your hands in D position, and here we go. 1, 2, ready and go. And 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1.